50-50. 50-50. Can you still be submissive to a man if you're doing 50-50?
Oh yeah, let's see.
This is where all of my money goes. Every time a bill comes, I just hate owning a home because who needs to pay $250 for fucking electric?
Don't you cry. Remember, strong, independent, don't need no man. Going 50-50 with a man makes you his roommate, and you rather do bad all by yourself. If you decide to take on life by yourself and not have shared responsibility with a man, this is what it looks like. I don't have an issue with a woman not wanting to go 50-50. But if you decide to go down that road and do everything by yourself, you have to then deal with the consequences. We don't need to have you come online and cry about it now, because I'm pretty sure there's a guy out there that would love to come in and cut your electric bill down to $125 so you can save that money instead of paying $250 by yourself.
Fellas, I have a question. Am I the only female that believes in going 50-50? I do not believe in men being the sole provider. Like, I cannot just sit at home while you go make all the money. No, when the bill's due, the mortgage due, I got my half. Where's your half? That's how I am. Like, ladies, get your ass up, make some money, and pay some motherfucking bills.
If you accept a man that wants to do 50-50 today, you're going to be doing 50-50 or more for the rest of your life if things go well with that man. You get what I'm saying? And unless that's what you want, that's the life you signed up for, you're going to be contributing your part, and that will be true even if you have kids, even if you have multiple kids, even no matter the circumstances, you'll still be expected to pay your half. You get what I'm saying? So if you accept 50-50, that's going to be your future. And it's maybe even worse. You see what I mean? You're going to be expected to carry that financial burden despite the responsibility of the children. And other things too. And oftentimes, not only will you be expected to pay for half, but you'll also be expected still to do like the traditionally woman's roles in the household. You think that changes, by the way?
50-50. 50-50. Can you still be submissive? Can you still be submissive to a man if you're doing 50-50? I'm speaking to the ladies. Can you still be submissive to a man if you're doing 50-50? Let me see. Can you still be submissive to a man if you're doing 50-50? If he's paying half, you're paying half. Can you still submit to him? Or you think that's a roommate situation right there? What do you think? If you're doing 50-50 with a man?
I mean, if you love the man and both of you are doing 50-50, then I believe yes, because that's like a womanly thing to, submit to your man, especially if you love him. You know?
So you think 50-50 is cool?
Yeah.
Okay. So why? Give me a reason. I just want to make sure I understand you. 50-50 is cool because of what?
Because, I mean, it's your man, like, he provides too and he leads.
Okay, so
and as well as you, 50-50, are you talking about money or 50-50 as in the woman brings a bit to the table but also takes care of the household?
Well, by 50-50, I'm talking about paying mortgage. Paying bills, paying rent.
Hey, as long as the man is doing his job and, he takes care of you the same way you take care of him, I see why not.
So you think that 50-50 is only okay if a man is doing for you the same way you're doing for him?
Yeah.
So you think that's
I don't want no man that doesn't appreciate you and disrespects you and doesn't do the 50-50. He just sits at home playing video games all day and all night. Mm-hmm. Of course not. Then I would not submit to a man like that.
So 50-50 is okay. You're still gonna submit to a man if you're doing 50-50.
Yeah, because I love him.
As long as he's doing for you as you're doing for him.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. That's her perspective. What do you guys think? 50-50. What do you think about 50-50? You give me half, I give you half. Or, Rent is due. I need $50 from you. I'm gonna bring in 50. What do you guys think? 50-50. What do you think about 50-50? Her perspective is valid, somebody said. I think she's probably down for you no matter what your situation. Love is love. Okay. If a man can perform with
Well, and then the
on
woman
bed,
should pay
then a
all
woman
the
should pay all the bills.
Wow.
Really good one, matter of fact. You know what? That's a good one. He said, if a man can, I'm going to write that one down. What he said again? If a man,
If a man can perform well in bed, then women should pay all the bills.
in bed, then women should pay all the bills.
Ah.
That's really, guys, that's really very interesting. He said, if a man perform well, if that man can put it down in bed, then, you know what I mean? What he said? If a man can, if a man perform well in bed, then a woman should pay the bills. So if a man can put it down in bed, if a man, he said, he said, if a man can perform well in bed, then the woman should pay the bills. Does he have a point? What do you guys think? If a man,
invalid.
if a man can put it down, a man can put, put the work in bed, like the woman should be paying the bills.
So wait, you're telling me the only job that the man has to do is just perform well in bed while the woman goes slaves off and pays for the bills, does everything else.
But think about it.
Man, that's like a sex worker right there.
But think about it. That makes sense. So okay, that makes sense. Here's why it makes sense. Because women are happy when you can perform well. Your wife is happy always smiling. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Always smiling. And she's gonna show up to work and make sure to work super hard.
But that's not the
You know what I
only
mean?
thing. If that's what you're only thinking about the relationship, then you are wrong, buddy. There's a lot more than that.
But he's got a point though. Think about how many women. But here's the thing. Think about how many women out there who got men with all kinds of money, but they're still not happy. But the broke one, I'm talking about the broke man out here, can put it down in bed, and these women are always happy, grabbing coffee in the morning, just running around grabbing coffee, like doing everything. Like, the dude got a point somehow. You know what I mean? He's got a point. What do you guys think? He said if a man can put it down in bed,
But
then he doesn't need to pay bills.
Wouldn't the woman still feel more dominant than the man? The man is just performing well in bed, but she's covering all the bills, getting the bread, doing everything else. So she's still more dominant than the man.
Yeah, but
She's just asking him for the sexy time.
But that's his half though. That's his half.
Nah, that's
50-50.
foolish.
That's his 50. You know what I mean? The man is bringing 50. Matter of fact, he's bringing 80%.
Nah.
Because that's a hard work. The man is working out in the morning so he can go work.
That's foolish. No.
He said we can still work, just no bills. Nowadays, a woman can please their own self. Okay.
Are you talking about toys?
He said nowadays a woman can please herself. No, that's not. Man, come on. That's a different conversation for a different time. But one thing I can tell you right now, I kind of agree with what the man is saying. I agree and I don't agree at the same time. Because I think that, if you can put it down well, you can put it down well, you know what I mean? A woman's happy. And that's part of her happiness too. And every single woman here cannot tell me that doesn't make them happy. A man who can put them, man who can satisfy them, man who can do that. Every single woman in here can agree with that. You've seen so many women who got this wealthy man, got everything that they need at home, but they're still not happy. They end up going and dealing with men who are broke. Why do you think that is? Because most women, this is also part of it. This is part of the happiness.
So you're saying that broke men can put it down more?
Of course. Because a broke man got nothing to do. The only thing a broke man got to do something right. I mean, that's the only thing they can do right, by the way.
We ain't perfect, are we?
Because here's the thing. All these men who got like billions of dollars, got all these companies stuff, they don't have that kind of time. A broke man got the whole day. He can give you the whole day. Matter of fact, they can, you know what I mean? They got to do something right. A broke man can put it down because he ain't what? Somebody said what? Sorry, there's a lot of comments here.
Put it down.
Yeah,
he ain't
somewhere to live.
He
That's
got
true.
somewhere to live.
That's true. The same way if you're trying to right now, if you don't have money in your pocket and your bills due, you gotta try to figure out a way to do whatever, right?
So that's his like manipulative hustle.
Well,
right
that's a God-given hustle.
To find a place to live, he has to put it down.
But that's a natural God-given talent. You know what I mean? Not every single man can please a woman. 99% of men can do that. We all know that, man. Women, here's the thing. I don't feel like, this is what I think. I don't feel like money is freedom, but I don't feel like money can guarantee that you keep a woman. Mm-hmm. You can have millions of dollars. You can have everything, a mansion, everything. A woman can still figure out a way that figure out something that she's not happy about. Women are already not happy about, like, you know what I mean? They'll do the makeup. They'll do anything. How many times my woman change her hair? I don't even know. This month it's like 4, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. You know what I mean? So it's like women are always gonna try to, you know what I mean? But like that's way more important. That's the happiness too. The next question that I got for you guys is, let's talk about something today. Honestly, I'm sorry guys. We've been gone, we've been out of here, like doing our own thing. Just there's a lot been going on outside of here. You guys are gonna figure out soon.
Yeah, we have exciting news.
We got a lot of exciting news
pending, guys, pending. So we'll be on a lot more often.
Absolutely.
Soon.
I need some help here. In the last 12 months, I have racked up over $60,000 of credit card debt and personal loans, and I don't know how to tell my husband this, but the house of cards is collapsing.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah, what happened along the way?
Well, I have been in charge of our finances, and I basically give my husband 10% of his pay for food and his activities, and the rest of his money I was supposed to be using for the bills in the house, but instead the girls and I were getting massages, pedicures, our nails done, expensive lunches, just living life. And,
so you're handling the whole household budget on your own, or your finances are separate and you on your own have gone into debt?
No, I don't work. He just pays for my excursion.
Would you date somebody with debt? I'm talking about somebody that owe over $100,000. Somebody owe $20,000, $15,000, $12,000, $500,000. Would you date somebody with debt?
So you've fallen in love with a man in debt. I'm here to tell you why it's never going to work. You're going to want to help this man get on track financially and finally get out of debt. You're going to start overpaying. You're going to start paying more than you should for rent, if not the whole thing. You're going to pick up the cable bill. You're going to start paying for date nights. You're going to start paying for those dinners. You're going to start paying for those vacations, so then he could be free and then contribute as he should as a man. But here's the thing, that's not what he's going to do. What he's going to do while you're just sitting there spending money to cover the bills that he should be paying, he's just going to keep spending irresponsibly. He's not going to use that money to get out of debt. Then what's going to end up happening over time is it's going to compound so much resentment you have for him, because here you are being thrown into a masculine role to provide for a man who couldn't financially be responsible for his own self. And you're going to see that even when you're doing that, he's still not doing the right thing, and the relationship is doomed.
What do you think?
What I do? So wait, what's the 15,000?
No, like just.
Or like more than like 100,000.
Let's just say more than 100,000 or 50,000.
More than 100,000? Ooh. That's a big one, man. That's a big one.
Would you date somebody with that? What do you guys think?
I wouldn't.
Money is a big thing. We gotta talk about it. Money is,
to be honest,
as much as we don't want to talk about money, guys, inflation is terrible right now. So it's like we have to talk about these stuff. You know what I mean? Would you date somebody with debt? Somebody that got debt, got a lot of debt. Because here's the thing, debt really does slow you down. You know what I mean? If it's not disturbing my household and bills, of course it's gonna disturb.
Yeah, no, because they will transfer that stress onto the other person, which is valid, yes.
Mm-hmm. Would you date somebody with debt? That's what we're talking about here. Somebody said, hell no.
Like, if it's like a small debt that, you can work through, of course, but if it's well over 100,000, and if you just met the person as well, then yeah, no, I would not insert myself in that situation.
This is my take on debt. First of all, you gotta understand, right? Like if I'm going to be with a woman and I'm getting married and stuff like that, financial security is always a big thing for anybody. You do want to buy a house one day. You want to make sure, your kids at school. You want to make sure you pay, grocery. You want to make sure, like, you have travel money. You want to make sure you have emergency money in case something happens. You want to make sure you have lawyer money just in case something happens. You want to make sure you have all these different things. Think about it. For you to prepare yourself for all these things first of all. Like, just preparing yourself to make sure you have all those stuff. And then now you got more on top of what you're preparing for. So to me, I feel like it all depends. It depends on the debt. It depends on how, and how responsible this person is. If they're not, here's the thing, if they owe money and they're still going out spending and buying more things or adding on top of what they already got. So it's like you're chaining both of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Somebody gotta have good credit. Somebody gotta have, gotta have enough money to put toward their home. Somebody gotta have money for these kids. Somebody gotta have money for grocery. You know what I mean? But if you got a lot of debt that you're bringing already, it's like you're bringing a baggage with you. That now I have no choice but to take care of that too, like my own, because I'm with you. You know what I mean? What do you guys think? I need you guys to start coming on live though, so we can actually talk about it. I want to have a conversation with you guys. I miss you guys. I love you both as a couple. Keep shining. You're amazing.
Thank you, Shani.
My brother, if I was an ugly dude, I would not have a wife, bro. Man, just kidding.
Not true.
That's not true, bro. That's not true. That leads me to the next question though.